Well, as you well know, with the Little League World Series in full swing right down the road, Major League Baseball has for the third straight year joined in the celebration. The Pirates got here this morning. Manager Clint Hurdle leading the charge off the plane. The Pirates in their jerseys greeted by the Little League stars. Same for Joe Maddon and the visiting, and they are the visitors here today, technically, Chicago Cubs. It was hard holding back the smiles for Chris Archer, and I think everybody else on a big league roster that's here today felt the same way as the kids, and yes, the mascots accompany the team from the Giants International Airstrip, slight exaggeration, here in Williamsport, to the Little League complex not far from here where the Little League World Series is taking place. And the big leaguers were thrilled to be fans, if only for a short time. Anthony Rizzo took advantage to get stretched out. Same with Starling Marte, and it's something of a rite of passage to ride down the hill. And the Cubs uniform personnel took advantage of the experience. Then the bus trip, a short drive to Bowman Field here. Jason Hayward leading things off despite a 3-for-23 road trip. Nick Castellanos has been terrific since being imported over from Detroit. On the mound for the Pirates, Pittsburgh's second draft choice back in 2014, making just his fifth big league assignment, 23-year-old Mitch Keller. And they're kind of starstruck by one another as Hayward strikes out.
Indeed, Maddie. You know, it's such an important formative time.
Right now, he's got a kid within 5 feet. He can congratulate.
Oh, curveball is hit a bunch out to left field. Reynolds will watch it, and that one is gone. His sixth as a Cub in not even 14 games.
The 2-2 breaking ball, and it was a cement mixer. Plays like a BP fastball.
Grew up wanting to be a dentist. He strikes out, and they're two gone. What the world needed when Anthony Rizzo was growing up was a featured lawyer. He's jammed a roller for Bell, and his opposite number gets it to Keller in time. Kevin Newman, Adam Frazier, and Starling Marte lead things off. Josh Bell in the midst of perhaps a historic season with 98 RBIs, bats cleanup this evening against the 2016 All-Star 30-year-old left-hander Jose Quintana.
Yeah, the softball. You said 30 years old.
There's the curveball that's flared out the other way. Castellanos has no choice but to let it drop in. Well, for Jose Quintana, you could almost break up his season
on their top three dogs, which has been Hamels, Lester, and Hendricks.
Newman runs, and Frazier puts it in play in the air out to left field for Schwarber. And there's one away for Quintana.
For the Pirates, he told me Marte's finally hit that step where now he's matured on and off the field.
What a play by Javi Baez. Man, that ball was ticketed for left center field. Yeah, the kids know a good play when they see one.
That's Javi Baez.
Ball on a strike to Josh Bell. For Quintana on a tough chance, he gets to it nicely and retires his man. No damage in the bottom half of the first.
It's also crazy to think that that's how young he is. That he watched Mike Trout when he was younger.
Yeah, right.
That can take that scouting report and execute night in and night out.
Caratini beats it on the ground to second base to wrap up the side 1-2-3. Hey, Chris, we're going to say goodbye, and we thank you not only for helping us out tonight, but earlier today at the Little League side, we're keeping a chair warm for you in 10 years when you retire. In fact, never has a National League rookie won a batting title. Hot shot to third that eats up Bryant. Reynolds takes the bag hard. He's on his way into second. And the Bucks have their leadoff hitter in scoring position.
Oh, beautiful.
Moran was hitless yesterday. It ended him on a 6-game hitting streak on the first pitch. Lines to shortstop. Baez with another terrific play. Making that play even more difficult, the fact that he was screened by Reynolds, the base runner. A ball and 2 strikes, the count to Jacob Stallings. High drive out to center field. Routine play for Jason Hayward. And Quintana does indeed strand that leadoff hitter at second base.
What's your job now? What are you doing?
What's my job?
You're your local basketball coach.
I'm retired, but yeah, I'm a high school sports
Hang out
coach.
with my family and coach the next generation, and you've done exactly that. How enjoyable has that been for you? I mean, it's awesome. I love that you do that.
Oh, that one got out.
Oppo.
Jason Hayward with a solo shot to make it 2-0 Chicago.
And drove it out over the low wall there and left. That's it.
There's Castellanos, who got the homer in the first.
All right, now let's talk about the shift. All right, let's talk about the shift. Now, first of all, if I get Alex, like had a pitching coach or until high school or anything like that, so yeah, I kind of, I would say I'm self-taught.
Can you hang around for another half inning?
Oh, heck, I'll be here as long as you want.
Yeah.
Don't make those promises.
You're throwing the same weight ball that me and Alex were throwing around when we were grown men, and your body just can't do it. So
Fastball?
depending on the year.
Yeah. And then show me. So that's
Well,
four-seamer.
I mean, that's straight four-seam fastball. That's
Right
pretty.
there.
That's
Yeah.
pretty simple.
Give me your knuckle curve, which I would swing and miss all the time. Yeah.
I saw Cole going down. Like, oh, man. You get a hurt pitcher out of this?
And there's ball 4. Rizzo's aboard.
Is hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Which is a sandwich.
Well, if the buns are split in half, like if you tear apart the buns, then it's a sandwich. If it's connected, then it's not a sandwich.
And we hate to dump out of the lengthy dissertation as to whether or not a hot dog constitutes a sandwich to bring you this double into the corner off the bat of Javier Baez. Full count to Schwarber. Off the ground and through the hole on the left side. Rizzo scores easily. Here's Baez right behind him. 4-0 Chicago.
You need 6, 7 other guys in the lineup that are contacting, that are going to get on base.
Now they try to put the hit and run on, and Schwarber's thrown out at second base.
Or is he?
He doesn't want to go anywhere. All the replays are done here locally for this game. Call is upheld. I think, to your point, Jess, not enough there. Out to center field for Marte. Ooh, that carried on him a little bit for out number 2. Is that Major League Baseball brought in some additional lighting for this game. Marte testing the gap, and it's off the wall in left center field. First hit of the ball game, first extra base hit of the ball game, that is, for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Looked at my shadows for a long time in New York.
And that had nothing to do with baseball.
Nothing.
I mean, he's got the freckles and the ponytail coming out of the back of the cap.
Hey guys,
Swing and a miss by Reynolds.
Matty, I know we talk about the NFL and NBA. They're doing great stuff, but here's the bottom line.
It's been around.
And Sports Illustrated covered many years ago, almost 3 decades ago.
Jason Hayward with a high drive out to right center field. Reyes and Marte are back there, and it's off the wall. Hayward just missed his second of the game. A leadoff double in the Cubs' half of the 5th. Fastball on the corner, got him.
And we've seen him have his ups and downs since his MVP year.
That's into the corner, and that'll bring Hayward around from second. Bryant's now hit safely in 10 of his last 12, and it's 5-0 Chicago.
And for Keller, same mistake he made against Castellanos, the 2-2 breaking ball for a strike, Jessica. We've talked about that.
The former Giant and Angel right-hander Chris Stratton takes over on the mound.
He's had 20 strikeouts. And
well hit out to left center field toward the scoreboard, and gone! Anthony Rizzo with a Roy Hobbesian blast into the scoreboard and light tower. Oh my!
Eating certain things. They even brought their home uniforms on the road the last 2 road trips. Kept them in the locker just to try. That's how we roll in Oregon.
And now that Buster's finally done pestering the kid, he can get to his ice cream, which is already half melted.
Did you notice he ditched the spoon, just went straight mouth to ice cream? Yeah.
The bigger the money gets, the smaller the fun gets. And you have to remind yourself to always have fun.
Nice
Nifty
move.
catch on the one hop. Oh, and just in time to get the receiving end done at first is Jose Quintana, who tangled a little bit with Cabrera. Yeah, Alex, from Westminster Christian to #1 overall draft pick. Stratton gets him with a good changeup. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 6th to the bottom of the inning, and it's still 7-0 Cubs lead. Very advanced stance moves. Let's check in once again with Buster.
And talking with Jerdrick Profar of the team from Curacao. And look, a lot of the players, little leaguers, came here hoping to recognize major leaguers, but you were recognized by a major leaguer. Tell me about your conversation with Josh Bell.
Country, and it's good.
What kind of communication have you heard from Jurickson during these games?
Just keep the eye on the ball, keep having fun.
3 brothers have made it to the Little League World Series.
Really cool.
It's something so rare, too.
Base hit for Starling Marte with 2 gone. I think it's already worked out. Marte runs, throw down to second is not even close, and Starling Marte's got his 22nd bag of the year.
I believe Stargell was co-MVP with Hernandez one year.
I think you're right about that. It's a pop wide of first for Anthony Rizzo to retire the side. Nothing despite a couple of singles in the home half of the 6th. On to inning number 7, still 7-0 Chicago. Holmes last pitched on Tuesday in Anaheim, gave up a couple of hits and was charged with 2 earned runs in just a third of an inning. Chased a slider, and there are 2 gone.
11 years later, 2019.
And there's ball 4 to Rizzo.
How many times you go fishing each game? And because he's so competitive and so good, I guarantee you those walks will increase and production would increase.
On a tough chance, Moran can't come up with the throw on the ball in the dirt. Rizzo into third. He's being waved by Brian Butterfield, but thought better of it and put on the brakes by himself. And the Cubs have runners at second and third on the error.
He got lucky he made it to the bag.
The problem is just yeah, well, we'll go back. I was 18 years old. Oh.
Another great play by Rizzo at first, and another good cover by Quintana for out number 2.
You're in the big leagues too. Get going.
Colin Moran with a gapper into left center field. Moran's first base hit of the game. He's on his way into second.
Too many times choose to stay inside and play video games.
0-2 to Stallings, caught him looking. In and out of trouble with the shutout still in check through 7 for Jose Quintana. Full count pitch is a breaking ball that rings him up for out number 2. Might be a little different as Hayward takes ball 4, so back-to-back 2-out walks.
Indeed.
Got him swinging. Nothing despite the pair of 2-out walks to the bottom of the 8th inning in Williamsport tonight. Veteran left-hander Derek Holland is the new pitcher for Chicago. Cubs fans are certainly hopeful that with a 7-0 lead, that same old late inning narrative doesn't rear its ugly head as season numbers for the staff. Hendricks with a good overall ERA, but again, not as clean away from Wrigley Field, and the little shovel tosses in plenty of time to Holland to wrap up the 8th. On to the 9th. All Cubs in Williamsport tonight. This is his 5th stint up with the Major League team this year.
Of the World Series.
Maybe.
And a rematch to the 1981 World Series. That pick is going to be buzzing.
Going to be their trade deadline.
Got it.
What about you, Alex?
Boy, oh boy. If I had to say today.
And the breaking ball catches him looking 2 gone here in the 9th. All the hockey fans are home saying, yeah, so what? And Zaguna strikes out. To the bottom of the 9th inning. Having been placed on the IL and only reactivated today. It was right knee inflammation that had held Craig out since August 3rd, and the first pitch he throws off the IL is hit about 1,000,000 feet. Wow. Starling Marte says hello, and there will be no shutout tonight in Williamsport. Take cover out there on the scissor lift.
So great.
That's awesome.
Oh, look out. And that hit Tucker. Oh, 2 pitch got away from him. He lost his helmet. He's having a pretty good time tonight.
Refining everything, getting fine-tuned for the October run. Now, that's a great pitch right there. Now, you want him to go out and get ahead and get a couple more.
Ball and 2 strikes. The count to Eric Gonzalez, and Kimbrel finally gets him to go around on strike 3. Strop has had save opportunities this year. He has converted in 10 of the 16 chances. It will be results minded, and we're not going to be saying, hey, how's your knee holding up? You feel okay? The Cubs want him to get out there and be at his best. Boston Red Sox and Baltimore Orioles. First time it'll be an American League matchup here in Williamsport. And ball 4 has walked the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th with Chicago and St. Louis. And it's official. Top of the division is again retied after a 7-1 Cubs win at the Little League Classic tonight.